And there sat Arthur on the dais throne, and those that had gone out upon the quest, wasted and worn, and but a tithe of them, and those that had not, stood before the king, who when he saw me rose and bade me hail, saying, A welfare in thine eye reproves our fear of some disastrous chance for thee, on hill or plain, at sea or flooding ford. So fierce a gale made havoc here of late among the strange devices of our kings, yea, shook this newer, stronger hall of ours, and from the statue Merlin moulded for us, half wrenched a golden wing. But now, the quest, this vision, hast thou seen the holy cup that Joseph brought of old to Glastonbury? So when I told him all thyself hast heard, Ambrosius, and my fresh but fixed resolve to pass away into the quiet life, he answered not, but sharply turning asked of Gawain, Gawain, was this quest for thee? Nay, Lord, said Gawain, not for such as I. Therefore I communed with the saintly man, who made me sure the quest was not for me. For I was much awearied of the quest, but found a silk pavilion in a field, and merry maidens in it. And then this gale tore my pavilion from the tenting pin, and blew my merry maidens all about with all discomfort. Yea, and but for this, my 12-month and a day were pleasant to me. He ceased, and Arthur turned to whom at first he saw not, for Sir Bors, on entering, pushed athwart the throng to Launcelot, caught his hand, held it, and there, half hidden by him, stood, until the king espied him, saying to him, Hail, Bors! If ever loyal man and true could see it, thou hast seen the Grail. And Bors, ask me not, for I may not speak of it, I saw it, and the tears were in his eyes. Then there remained but Launcelot, for the rest spake but of sundry perils in the storm. Perhaps, like him of Cana in Holy Writ, our Arthur kept his best until the last. Thou too, my Launcelot? Asked the king, my friend, our mightiest, hath this quest availed for thee? Our mightiest, answered Launcelot with a groan. O king, and when he paused, methought I spied a dying fire of madness in his eyes. O king, my friend, if friend of thine I be, happy are those that welter in their sin, swine in the mud that cannot see for slime, slime of the ditch. But in me lived a sin so strange, of such a kind, that all of pure, noble, and knightly in me twined and clung round that one sin, until the wholesome flower and poisonous grew together, each as each, not to be plucked asunder. And when thy knights swear, I swear with them, only in the hope that could I touch or see the Holy Grail, they might be plucked asunder. Then I spake to one most holy saint, who wept and said, that save they could be plucked asunder, all my quest were but in vain. To whom I vowed that I would work according as he willed. And forth I went, and while I yearned and strove to tear the twain asunder in my heart, my madness came upon me as of old, and whipped me into waste fields far away. There was I beaten down by little men, mean knights, to whom the moving of my sword and shadow of my spear had been enow to scare them from me once. And then I came all in my folly to the naked shore, wide flats, where nothing but coarse grasses grew. But such a blast my king began to blow, so loud a blast along the shore and sea, you could not hear the waters for the blast, though heaped in mounds and ridges all the sea drove like a cataract, and all the sand swept like a river, and the clouded heavens were shaken with the motion and the sound. And blackening in the sea foam swayed a boat, half swallowed in it, anchored with a chain. And in my madness to myself I said, I will embark, and I will lose myself, and in the great sea wash away my sin. I burst the chain, I sprang into the boat. 7 days I drove along the dreary deep, and with me drove the moon and all the stars. And the wind fell, and on the 7th night I heard the shingle grinding in the surge, and felt the boat shock earth. And looking up, behold, the enchanted towers of Carbonek, a castle like a rock upon a rock, with chasm-like portals open to the sea, and steps that met the breaker. There was none stood near it but a lion on each side that kept the entry, and the moon was full. Then from the boat I leapt, and up the stairs, there drew my sword. With sudden flaring manes, those two great beasts rose upright like a man, each gripped a shoulder, and I stood between. And when I would have smitten them, heard a voice, Doubt not, go forward. If thou doubt, the beasts will tear thee piecemeal. Then with violence the sword was dashed from out my hand, and fell, and up into the sounding hall I passed. But nothing in the sounding hall I saw, no bench nor table, painting on the wall or shield of night, only the rounded moon through the tall oriel on the rolling sea. But always in the quiet house I heard, clear as a lark, high o'er me as a lark, a sweet voice singing in the topmost tower to the eastward. Up I climbed 1,000 steps with pain. As in a dream I seemed to climb forever. At the last I reached a door. A light was in the crannies, and I heard, Glory and joy and honor to our Lord, and to the holy vessel of the Grail. Then in my madness I essayed the door. It gave, and through a stormy glare, a heat as from a 7 times heated furnace, I, blasted and burnt, and blinded as I was, with such a fierceness that I swooned away. Oh, yet methought I saw the Holy Grail, all palled in crimson samite, and around great angels, awful shapes, and wings and eyes. And but for all my madness and my sin, and then my swooning, I had sworn I saw that which I saw. But what I saw was veiled and covered, and this quest was not for me.